Hi, this is Elizabeth Hanawalt, and I am a diabetes educator in Austin, Texas. And I thought I would cover today a little bit, just a little bit, of details about different diets that y'all might have heard of over the last couple of years. And the one that makes the most sense right now, or the one that's got the most talk, is intermittent fasting. And basically, intermittent fasting is a practice in which individuals fast for 24 hours every other day, or they do 16 hours every day. Now, that schedule right there, the 16-hour every day, is the most common that most people do. And basically, they take the last meal of the day at 8 o'clock, and then they don't eat again until the next day at noon. So you've only got 8 hours of which to eat. The studies that have been done, there's long-lasting effects as far as metabolic things and weight loss. So the fasting state, this is part of the reasons why this diet sometimes works for people. In the fasting state, it results in increased glucagon secretion from the liver, then which in turn promotes glycogenolysis. Now, if y'all don't know what glycogenolysis is, that's the breakdown of the storage form of glucose into glucose. So it releases that free glucose to prevent hypoglycemia. Well, intermittent fasting tends to not do that. And so sometimes that's why intermittent fasting actually doesn't work in the long term. That's why they've done no long-term studies on it. Short term, it works pretty well. Long term, they're still having to try to figure out why it doesn't work. But short term, it seems to work pretty well. But like I said, there have been no long-term studies on this. So one benefit of it, of restricting feeding times and extending the fasting time, it promotes weight loss, and they think it's modulating the gut microbiome, and that's all the good bacteria that grows in your gut all the time. Unfortunately, over the years, what we've done with our food supply, feeding, lifestyles and things, we've interrupted that and kind of, I don't want to say disabled it, but it's not what it used to be, and that's why a lot of different diseases are on the rise. But this tends to get it back to, what it should be. Another diet that is, it's been around for a long time. They go by different names, but a low-carb diet. And technically, low-carb diet is 60 to 130 grams of carb a day. Now, most people, when you hear 130 grams, people go, oh, that's a lot of carb. And it's like, well, technically, no, it's not. But you'll know this kind of diet as, titled South Beach or the Zone diet. I mean, that was pretty popular, back when. But it's a good diet to be on. It's healthy if you follow the tenets of that diet. The other one that is kind of hot right now is the ketogenic, or the very low carb diet. And this is a diet where less than 50 grams of carb are eaten a day. And a lot of people go all the way down to 20. Okay? So, unfortunately, the reason it works is it instead of your fuel being glucose, the fuel is ketones. And most of your body can run on that pretty well. The brain can, but it doesn't like to, it doesn't choose to. It can be dangerous for type 1 diabetics. Ketosis, if you look at the body in the long run, the body would rather be in anabolism, not catabolism. So it would rather be building things than breaking things down. Yeah, we want to lose weight, but that might not be the best way to do it as far as our body is concerned over the long term. Most people can't keep it up for the long term because it's basically meat, fat, and, non-starchy vegetables, and, 20 grams of carb. That could be a slice of bread, and that would be all you'd get for the whole day. So a lot of people cannot do that. Now, the good diets that actually have been shown to work and are really healthy for you are the low carb Mediterranean diet, and it has been linked to lower mortality and improved A1C and fasting blood glucose. And what it is, if you can think of the cultures that live along the Mediterranean, in that part of the world, they're basically, it's a more of a plant-based diet. It's a whole lot less beef and a whole lot more fish, and it's the fat principally is olive oil, and there's low levels of saturated fat and limited sweets, and so that actually would be good for everybody. The other diet that's very healthy, that's similar to Mediterranean, is the DASH diet, and that was originally same tenets basically, but that was developed for hypertension. But in the long run, the more it's been studied, these two have shown to be on the top as far as the healthiest diets that you can be on for a long term. So, by that point, you just don't call it a diet, it's a way of eating. So, if somebody else has a diet that's real popular right now, give me a holler, and I will see what I can do about posting another blog about it. But thank you, and have a good one.